In today's episode, we talked about family and how difficult those relationships can be and kind of addressing the changes you go through as you grow up and the realizations you have. We even touch on your chosen family in growing up.
Tune in for that. Welcome back to Glow Up or Get Out.
Doing the robot. Why you say it?
What else to say? Everyone says we should be like, glow up or get the fuck out or some shit. But
I mean,
everyone says we don't say it like with enough enthusiasm.
Oh, who's everyone? Damn.
Like I wasn't a part of those conversations.
I wasn't there. How do we get into today's topic?
Today's topic, family in general.
Everyone has one.
Everyone has one.
Whether picked it or you made it.
Right. You chosen or you were there. You were
brought
into it. Yeah.
Family. I feel like after the turning 24 episode, it's only fitting to then come into this. I mean, there's one in between, I guess. But
yeah,
after that, to come in to talk about family, because we kind of touched on the topic. Like, it's just like a weird concept.
Yeah.
You're just born.
And you're alive. And you have a family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? But also, like, that makes sense. We're, like, social creatures, you know.
Like, can you imagine if you were born and your family was just, like, deuces? Like, everyone just was every man for themselves. Like, what would babies do?
That's literally turtles, right?
That's literally turtles.
Like, they're born. They hatch and then they go in the water.
In Nemo.
And they don't all make it.
Well, yeah. But in Nemo, they, like...
Yeah, but I don't think that's true. I don't think they stick to
Nemo.
the moms. Like, literally, the mom hatches the eggs.
What's his name? Crush,
the dad.
He's just like a dude. No, wait. I don't even think he's the dad. He's just a dude.
He's just a dude.
See this?
No,
so maybe
it's his
true.
son. It's his son. Damn. Crush, what's the little one's name?
Turtley. I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway.
Specifically, I guess... Let's just touch on the fact that, like, you have a family. Like, you're born, and there you have it.
Sometimes you have a mommy and a daddy. Sometimes you have a mommy and a mommy. And sometimes you have a daddy and a daddy.
Or just
or
a dad,
sometimes
or
you
just
have a dad or a mom. Or you have, like, an uncle and an aunt. Or you have a grandma and a grandpa. I mean...
Nina. There's so many.
There's so many options here. There's lots of different family dynamics.
Yes. I guess... Maybe we should say what our family dynamic is, just so everyone has a good idea of what we're working with.
Yeah.
Where our ideas stem from a family. I have a mom and a dad, and a sister and a brother. Immediate family. That's what I'm working with. Which, season 1, we also did talk about our family a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you want to know more, a little bit, go there.
Go there. My family dynamic, is mom and dad, 2 brothers, and what I like to call is like my adopted sister.
No 19 kids and counting over here.
No, thankfully.
God, like, okay, side note, I just wanted to talk about that really quickly because can you imagine, like, your parents just didn't use protection and just had as many kids as possible, ever, always? I would be so shook if I had that many siblings. Really,
I mean, that's a lot of people's reality.
But, like, how do you keep up?
We're over here, like, bragging, like, yeah, my parents had, like, a healthy marriage.
My parents were healthy. They had 3. They used protection. God damn. I mean, I'm sure it's a blessing.
No, yeah.
That many people. But,
dude, I don't know many people who have parents who are still together. It's, like, kind of nuts.
Yeah. Like, I get told
barely
that a lot
any
about my parents.
Yeah, same.
Wow. That's another thing. But
dude,
that's
so
besides our point. Here. Like, we're not going to talk about marriage and divorce. That's marriage, okay?
Yeah.
Family. I guess
like to start this whole conversation.
Yes.
Why don't we start where we left off in 2 episodes ago, where we were starting to begin the thought pattern or the thought bubble of how parents are literally just people. And this concept, I was literally just talking about this with my mom last night, but it's just such a weird concept to like figure out when you're growing up, like as a young adult, that your parents are literally just people and all these like traumas and not hate, but like all these traumas and problems and issues you have with your parents are literally stem from the fact that they tried their best and failed.
Just not failed.
Well, like they're human and they
made mistakes.
They made mistakes and they failed a little bit, and that's not their fault. Like it's
or
just
a lot of it. It's sometimes
it could be a lot of it, but yeah, it just stems from like the fact that people are like your parents are people. Period.
I think as a kid, I really didn't. Not that I didn't think about it, because obviously I didn't think my parents were like aliens or anything.
Right.
But like I was never like, oh, mom's being mean to me. Maybe she had a hard day at work today.
Oh no, we were just like,
that bitch.
That bitch was so mean to me today.
This is like 10-year-old me.
For real.
I really don't know if I was cursing like that as a kid.
I probably thought like, fuck you.
I might have thought in my head like, I don't know. I really don't know. But whatever. Either way, it was very much so like me. Like, you're ruining my day. You know? Because that's all you think about as a kid. You don't care if your mom had a bad day. You're like, you're my mom.
Figure it out.
Like, but not like you're actually like, mom, no. Like, you need to figure it out. But like in your head, you're thinking like, bro, what? Yeah. Like, what did I do?
It just stems from that thought again of like, like when you're little, you just think about these people as your parents, and that's it. Like, they're just parents. It's like, I can't even define like what I mean by that. It's just like they're just your parents. Like, they don't mean anything but being your parents. Yeah. Like, that is their sole purpose, is to just be their parents. They're not a person who works. I mean, or you know like that they have a job, but like you don't really know what that like
looks like. You don't care what it even looks like. You're just like, bring home the money. That's all kids care about.
I need pizza.
I need pizza on Fridays. Go to work.
Buy me some cool shoes now. Thank you.
Oh my god, dude, kids are the worst.
That's why I don't want one. I'm scared. I don't want to just be someone's parent. I'm literally from the beginning be like, I'm a human. I'm a human being.
You're going to be wiping its butt. And you're going to be like, I'm human too.
I have feelings. You want to cry? Like I'm crying too.
God.
I don't know.
Anyways, that's about having kids. So many topics. But yeah, I really never thought about my parents being dynamic and like having a life before me. Like, it's things you know. Like, obviously, my parents weren't just, like, born to be my parents. Like, right? But you don't think about, like, the things they went through. Like, I feel like I never really saw my parents, not, like, open up, but, like, even just tell me about, like, high school. Like, stupid shit they did. Or, like, dumb things they got into with their friends. Like, my dad told me they used to bury... I don't want to blow up the spot or anything, but they used to bury ice chests in the sand and hide their alcohol in it and then put a towel over it and lay over it so they'd never get tickets. And like,
so smart.
And I'm like, I gotta start doing that. Anyways, I just can't even imagine my dad doing that. Like, what? Like, you hanging out with your friends, like, not going to work on a Tuesday, surfing in the morning, like...
Oh my god, Steve surfing, I can't imagine it.
Like, wow.
He's just a dad to me.
You're a dad. A dad and a husband and an employee.
That's really crazy. Yeah. Like, my mom was a full-on bartender. That's how my parents met. They met at a bar that my mom worked at. And my mom liked that my dad was shy and shit. Like,
no.
But like, when I think about these things, I'm like, ew, like, you guys were like full blown like people.
Like, ew, you guys like didn't, like, you weren't a thing yet, and then you're like,
my mom was out here just like probably getting all this weird attention from men. Like, that's so weird to think about. My mom just like spinning bottles.
I'm gonna be telling my kids from a young age the attention their mother got.
I was a hoe.
No, not bad. But yeah, and then that goes into the idea of like when we have kids, which is a whole nother topic of us not being humans anymore.
To be, but that thought fucks me up all the time.
Yeah, so that's like parent specific, like in families, like you're just like, or even just like if you can't relate to parents, like your guardian or the person you look up to, like it's just weird to think that they
have a life,
they've
like
done things.
It's such a weird concept. Like, I can't even...
It still blows my mind. I really still have nothing there. But there's also, like, siblings, even. like, let's just keep branching outwards.
Okay. Keep going with that thought.
Yeah. I'm thinking... So siblings. It's different for me maybe because my siblings are so far apart that I'm like, you were always like adults to me. Like you were also part of my like guardian-ish
I feel
vibes,
that.
you know? So I'm just like, oh, when I wanted to do something, like I just remember always wanting to go swimming. Always. And my siblings would be like, no, I don't want to. And I'd be like, you're the worst person in the whole world. Like, why don't you want to do anything? And I'm just like, damn, bro, they had their whole lives. Like, they were probably like, when I was 16 or 18, being like, I'm going out with my friends. We're going to get into some hoover ass shit. Like, and my 4-year-old ass sister wants to swim in the pool. Like, I don't think so. So it's just like, like looking back on those moments, I'm like,
oh, I get it.
What the fuck?
That's
oh
kind
my
of
god. Yeah, I was like, damn, I was annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
But beyond like trivial things, I guess there's also like, just in general, like they're people. Like when you grow up, you realize you don't agree on everything, and like,
oh yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, you're
it's an understatement.
You're just allowed to have, like, you grow up in the same house in most cases, or in some cases, and you still end up like getting your own experiences that are that so change crazy. You so much. Yeah,
that's so crazy. That's a good point. It's like everybody grows up, well, in our instances, we all grew up with the same, like, family values, per se.
Yeah.
But then, like, we all have different, like, me and my brothers all have different...
personality?
Or
values, beliefs.
Like, just, like, beliefs on life, and, like, it's just so weird to me how, like, we're so different. It fucking fucks me up. Really bad. Like, that's so weird that you're so different from me. Mm-hmm. I think the whole, like... So my brothers, we're all 5 years apart. I'm not going to include my sister in this because I met her later in life. And, I mean, she had a big impact on me, but, like, it was just a different...
Like, value-wise, it wasn't, like, you grew up in the same...
I'll definitely, like, probably talk about her in this episode. But my brothers, we're all 5 years apart. So, like, my middle brother, or the middle child, we're 5 years. And then my oldest brother, we're 10 years apart. You're right in the sense of, like, they kind of had, like, that guardianship type of feel. Mm-hmm. Like, my brother like, when he used to talk to me, when he would talk to me about, like, growing up, he would definitely say that, like, he helped raise me. And in my head, I'm like, no, you didn't. But to him, that's probably a true experience.
What it felt like.
But it's crazy to think that him having, like, that kind of a role in my life, he definitely, like, did instill some of his own beliefs and his own values into my brain. You know, growing up that were a little bit different from my parents, I'm sure. But now I'm like flip-flops. Like I don't think I've taken like you take some of it.
Absorbed.
You take some of it, but like you've created based on your experiences of life and like what's happened to you. And also like I guess that's experience, but like where you went to school and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
It really does like shape everything else for you.
Yeah, I guess that's honestly I never really thought about like your older siblings being like, I kind of helped raise you. Because, like, seeing with Christian and his sisters, I'm like, you're literally help raise them. Because we literally had a whole, like, hour-long conversation last night at dinner just talking about, like, the future of his sisters. And I'm like, I wonder if, like, when we were growing up, I'm sure our guardians and, like, people that were their support system talked about us. And we're like, I wonder where they're going to end up in... I need help. How do I do this? But meanwhile, we're just like living.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, you just live, but other people are worried about where you're going to end up, basically.
Yeah.
Humans.
It's fucking wild.
But yeah, you definitely subconsciously take what your siblings also are telling you.
Yeah, and a big like reminder of that is like my music taste. Like my brothers have always been like either alternative or like my oldest brother Eric, he had like he went from being like a hardcore like wannabe gangster rapper. Not like he wanted to
like himself.
No. He would listen to like gangster rap or like just rap, and then he went flip-flopped and went like heavy metal, like punk. And then Christian has always been like indie alternative rock. And then there's my ass that would listen to like the fucking radio. And I loved the fucking pop hits and the ratchet shit. I mean, I'd get in trouble about it all the time. Oh my God. Like, all of that literally is me, like all of it combined.
Yeah. Yeah, I think about that a lot. Like, same thing with my siblings. Like, my brother was, like, indie rock. Sometimes I feel like he listened to heavy metal. I don't know if he really brought me around that type of music, but I'm pretty sure he did.
I straight up went to shows with my brother.
Oh my god.
It was fun. I mean, I wasn't, like,
How old were
8.
you?
I was probably, like, in high school.
Yeah, I think my brother got over it before I was
started in middle
enough.
school, though, for sure. He wasn't, like, a brother that would let me drink or anything, though.
He wasn't that cool.
In high school, he might have.
Yeah, and then my sister listened to like radio and then just like hip hop, like rap, just all the ratchet shit. It's like, girl, get out of here.
Put it all together.
Yeah, then you mix it all up and you get me.
Yeah, same. It's just weird.
I think my sister is just like the most different from the three of us. I feel like I think I used to like really fuck with my sister. I love my sister. I love them. I love my siblings.
Yeah, I don't fuck with her.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just like, as kids, I just have a lot more memories of my sister fucking with me and me fucking with my sister because we were closer in age. And I'm sure my brother was over it. We were girls, you know? And as we got older, I think she then was a teenager. So it was like, she's doing her own shit. And then it was like my brother was like, oh, I'm like in my early 20s. I gotta make sure my sisters are gonna not die.
Yeah.
He's giving me all his brotherly advice from all of his experiences. And so I feel like maybe that's why I feel like I'm very similar to him, maybe because I went to him for advice a lot. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's things we differ on. Don't get me wrong.
You're like,
but yeah.
I feel that.
So yeah, I guess if you think more deeply about your siblings.
Isn't it crazy how like it flip flops like who you're closest to?
Yeah.
Like when I was little, I was probably like close to none of them because I feel like they were both like very like either boys. They were boys, but also like Christian was like like a young kid, like a young like a tween, and then Eric was like a full teen. So he didn't want to like have his little sister around.
Yeah.
And Christian was probably getting there, like where he didn't want his sister around.
He's like, I don't think it's cool anymore.
And then when he got into high school, Christian did. Eric was off doing his own thing in his 20s. And then Christian and I got close up until when he left to college. We were super like best buds. I would hang out in his room every day. And then it flip-flopped when he left. I was really close to Eric. And then like that continued for a long time. And now I'm like, y'all both just left me again.
I guess that's like the beauty of siblings though. That like they are there for you when you need them. You know?
For the most part.
Yeah, I mean not in everybody's case, of course.
Case, yeah.
But I'm like, so I need to have 20 kids. I guess we're going back to 19 kids and counting. I need my kids to have each other all the time. No.
At least have one.
No, I'm not doing that. But
yeah.
Back to the idea of them being humans, I guess. I don't know. Like
yeah.
They just have different beliefs, and that's okay.
Sometimes it's okay.
It's okay.
In a general sense.
Yes, in a general sense.
It's
like it is what it is.
You have to accept it.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't change your siblings. And I guess there's like this reality you have to face that like just because they're your sibling or your parent or whoever, you don't have to like hold on for dear life if it doesn't serve you.
Yeah.
But that's also not to say like just say fuck it to every person in your family just because you don't agree on something.
Yeah, it's fine to agree, but there's also like a matter of respect.
Yeah.
And like knowing if a situation is harmful more than it is helpful to you.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like letting go of family is a very difficult thing to do, I think, because you know, like the fucking saying, like blood is thicker than water or whatever the fuck.
So like
it's so regressive.
It's so what's the show? Oh my god, D'Artagnan or whatever. What's the show?
What?
Dragon, Mother of Dragons. What's the show called?
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's so Game of Thrones vibes. Like blood is thicker than water.
Yeah,
like
for real.
Relax.
It's fine. But yeah, I think that's another thing when like you are growing up. Mm-hmm. It's hard to like
ever imagine
allow and imagine that to happen.
Because why would you? You know?
Yeah.
Why would you think you'd ever not?
Also, because like when you're growing up, your parents will tell you like go make up with your sibling, and you have to like go talk to them because you live together. Yeah. You live together and like whatever, but like you don't see each other now, or like maybe you do, but like you have enough of your own life and your own time and space away, and so it's like easier to like remove yourself from the situation. It's just a weird thing to like
think about
that and accept it.
And I think like also a good point you made was saying that like you can disagree, and as long as there's mutual respect, you don't have to like end your entire relationship, whatever it is, brother, sister, whatever. But there has to be mutual respect and understanding, and maybe willingness to listen and learn and change each other's minds. But also, you have to also accept that you can't
change that.
You can't count on changing someone's mind. As long as you know deep down who they are, they're whatever, and they respect you and your feelings, and you respect them and their feelings, you can live.
Yeah.
Coincide. What is it?
Coexist.
There it is.
Like, that's just like rounding that thing up about like they're just people. Like, your siblings are just going to be people at some point. Not like far removed, but they are literally just human beings having their own experience, their own human experience.
Yeah.
That's,
God, it's so weird to think about. Like,
it's so crazy it's so stupid to say this, but it's so crazy to like say or think that these people don't belong to you. You know? Like, they're just people.
Like, you're my brother and my sister.
That's why I have such a, like, disconnection or, like, disassociative, like, mind sometimes. Because I, like, literally, like, zoom out. And I'm like, just because I was born out of this person or, like, I was born into this family, like, what does that really mean? And then I'm like, oh my God, that's so scary. And then
like, it's too deep.
Wait, no.
Reverse. I'm done. Zoom in.
I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I obviously have a different experience with siblings than you do, which a lot of people have very different experiences from both of us. But I think it's just like, in my case, I just feel like it's weird because, yes, they are humans doing their own thing. And, like, like, they could decide to move up and leave, and our relationship could change forever, or we could continue our relationship. We could make it better. We could get in a fight one day 20 years from now and it's done, which I don't believe would ever happen to my siblings and I, but that is shit that happens in real life.
Okay, flex. Fucking stupid bitch.
I'm so sorry. Anyway. My siblings and I love each other.
Okay, that's rude.
I'm not saying yours don't.
I'm just kidding.
Don't worry. They do. You guys do, okay?
I don't know about that.
This isn't therapy right now. We don't.
I'm just having the thought process of like, oh, I lost it. Zoom in. Oh, forget it. Just finish your thought.
That was the thought.
That is it.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, but I guess it's not about me and my siblings. It's more about like the further extended family experience that I'm having. So
yeah. I think that's, I mean, similar thought pattern of like what I was going to say. How like your siblings, as they are people, as we've been saying.
God, crazy.
Like, you don't like everybody.
Yeah.
You don't vibe with everybody. Like, not everybody's your cup of tea. Sucks. Sometimes that's your family.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. It's fucking weird.
It's so weird. And there's so much that goes into that too. Like, especially with extended family, like you're saying, like, you're raised in a household with certain values and beliefs, and even within that household, people break out of
changes,
that.
Yeah.
But imagine a completely different household, and then another completely different household, and another completely different household, and then y'all come together for a party. We're crazy sons of bitches for that. Like, of course somebody's gonna start fighting. Of course somebody's gonna disagree on.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Who thought this was a good idea? I don't need cousins anymore. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, like, what a concept. Do you think they like created this concept? Like the cavemen were like, we're brothers now. Like, I don't know.
Like, what?
Like, who the fuck?
Who did that?
Who said this? Like, if your relationship changes,
I think
inevitably your relationship will change with people in your family.
With people in general. It will always change. Doesn't mean a negative change. It just will always change. And I think that's especially hard to accept with family.
Yeah. I feel like we are very family-oriented people.
Yeah.
So accepting that, like, I don't know, it's just weird to grow up with people your whole life, and then all of a sudden you're going through two very different experiences that you can't relate to, or you can't understand each other, so you just not leave, because I don't think anyone
Like, let me backtrack real quick.
Nobody in my immediate family would just leave based on those circumstances, and I've seen that through other people's relationships in my family, like immediate. But then there's, like, I guess people who will just say this is too much and selfishly decide, like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's not serving me.
It's not it could be selfishly, but...
Yes. It's selfish. Sometimes it's a good selfish, and sometimes it's a bad selfish. Either way, it's serving that person.
It's relative to them.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's just weird to think that you grow up being told family is everything, you need to go to everything, you need to be there for everyone, and then when someone turns around and they don't reciprocate that and they're in your family, it's like, bro, what the fuck?
It, like...
What did I learn?
Yeah, it makes you, like, question what that even means, or, like, how you should proceed, how you should view family.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so twisted that, like, yes, everybody talks about how family is everything and whatever the hell.
Whatever the hell.
Not to sound, like, rude. But then at the end of the day, it's like, it happens to every single family. I'm not talking about immediate. It could be literally anything. Immediate or, like, extended. But at some point, every family, I feel like, has... It's like...
A family combustion.
A combustion. Like, some shit goes down. And it's like, why do we keep telling ourselves these things? I feel like... I don't know. It's so weird. I'm like, fuck family. Just kidding.
You said fuck them. Yeah. So I guess, like, the overarching of that idea is just like, bro, what did I learn my whole life? And, like, why did I look up to these people so much? Or why didn't I respect these people as much, I guess? Or, you know, like, I don't know, like with my grandma dying, it's like, it's sad to think that, like, as a kid, I don't get those memories back, and I don't, like, I don't know, you know, they're just like, that was my grandma. But also she was a person, and she was going through shit, and then you hear, like, family stories, and you're like, oh, that was happening when I didn't even realize all that shit was happening.
Yeah.
With anyone in my family. There's always shit happening, bro. And then I think about, like, when I have kids, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be so weird. I'm like, yeah, me and Auntie Crystal beefed for, like, 8 years because she had a boyfriend that I didn't like. And it's just, like, a trip.
That is a trip.
Like, that's a trip. Like, I'm gonna tell my kids that, and then they're gonna be, like, 20. I'm gonna be like, yeah, me and Auntie Crystal hate each other for however many years.
Your kids are gonna be fighting and be like, you know what, it's fine. You guys are gonna get over it.
That's what my mom would tell me. She's like, you know, you're Nina and I was like, shut up. It's like, my sister's that.
And that's the thing that fucks me up. Is like, why is that true? Why do people just come around? It literally, I think, is like stages of people's lives, and then like the smaller experiences that everybody experiences within those stages.
Like, focuses on the micro experience.
Like, when I think about it, like, my brother's approaching 40. He's 36. Or he's turning 36 this month, actually. Yeah. And when you think about that, you're like, you're in a whole other stage of your life.
Yeah.
Like, how scary. I'd be freaking out if I was 40.
I'd be scared if I was the oldest in my family, honestly.
But that freaks me out, like, thinking about how sometimes I'm like, fuck him. Or, sorry, should cut this, but sometimes I'm like, why, like, I think about why I have issues with people, and then I'm like, wait, it's because you're, like, literally on another stage of life that I don't understand. And
which makes nobody right or wrong.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
But you should also understand that I am in a stage where it's currently tough. So
a mutual, yes. That goes back to the mutual respect there.
Yeah, but there is none. Just kidding.
Don't say that, bitch!
But yeah, family dynamic. It changes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to accept it. my only like little advice with that is just always move with love and try your best to understand, even if you can't, if you fucking can't, try your best to understand that everyone's experience is probably tough, and figuring out this whole human shit is weird, and like just as much as you're battling with something, somebody else or that person that you have an issue with is probably battling with shit too. And yes, the respect might not be mutual, whatever, but at the end of the day, move with love, as if they did respect you.
Don't say that.
Or like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
know
like,
what you mean. Move with love, move with compassion. At the end of the day, you will be okay for whatever you've done on your end.
Yeah.
You've tried your best. And you know what? Maybe someday that person will meet you in the middle.
Yeah. I think, be open to change, one, and two, a different experience.
Yeah.
In your relationships, whether them being good or bad. Because it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I think it's easy to sit here for us and be like, it's fine. Just accept the change.
Accept them for who they are.
Right.
But that's us sitting right now in a calm state.
Nobody's pressing me.
No one's pressing me. I'm chill. Still going through a lot currently, but I'm chill.
Yeah, and I can think. Yeah, and I'm not in front of that person. Right. So
when we said person, did someone come up?
Just saying. Anyways, basically, it's complicated, and crazy enough, like, not even that long ago, I would have been like, my family's chill.
My family's chill.
Like, yeah, sure, we have our shit.
Someone's had to stir the pot, dude.
Sure, we have our shit, like, drama, whatever. But, like, nah, we're chill. Now I'm like, maybe those issues were deeper than I thought.
Maybe some shit got uncovered.
Maybe that shit was a little deeper.
You're like, who dug that shit up? I didn't need it.
I'll tell you who dug it up.
Stop.
No, but anyways, I'm just saying.
Anyways, peace and love.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's easy for us to sit here and tell you advice, but it is hard for us too.
It's hard.
And
it's hard when we empathize.
We should really listen back to our episodes. We should take our own advice.
Take some advice around here.
Yeah. Glowing hour? I don't know what we're talking about.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. To continue the conversation about family, but in a potentially more lighthearted way, we're going to talk about if you have a chosen family. So meaning the people you choose to be your family, they weren't necessarily born into it.
Yeah.
Kind of. Or like...
You could still have some of those.
Yeah.
In that chosen family.
Exactly.
Or when I think about a chosen family, my mind goes to like friends.
Yeah, same.
Like your close group of friends. I feel like I've been trying to cultivate that my entire life from like a child.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt like friends were there for me more than like I could talk to my siblings. I feel like a lot of people feel that way.
Especially in adolescence. Yeah.
Yeah, because you vibe more with people who are in your age group versus like the older.
Going through the same shit.
Yeah. But, I don't know, this must be like past life trauma or some shit.
Okay, interesting.
But like I feel like I am consistently trying to find a close friend group that I fit into, and hasn't been working.
But like, okay.
But I also think that might just be something I need to change in my own brain that I need.
Yeah.
Because I could be parts of multiple groups and they could all be my own chosen family. Mm-hmm. But I also think I have like this like media perception, like movie perception of what like a close friend group should be like. Yeah. Yeah,
I think you've been brainwashed.
Brainwashed.
Like the rest of us. But yeah, I think you have a lot of friends, like in general. I mean, like not like you have so many friends, but like I feel like you have good quality friends.
Yeah.
And I feel like I agree with you in the way that I don't have like a group that's like, we're a group and like we go out every time together, we all vibe, we all like each other. I have like sections of my friends.
Right.
And like we could all get together if it was for my birthday or whatever, and we're perfectly fine. But also I feel like it's so normal for that to be the case. Like I think another thing is when you get older, that's when you make like a group of like your mom friends or like your married friends or whatever. Yeah. And then you have kids and it's like, well, now we're all hanging out because we want to barbecue kids together. You know, like it's like a different
It just, yeah, phase. I think that's like part of growing up is like you no longer, like because everyone's growing up at a different speed or different parts of their lives and different things are happening, everybody is in a different phase. And so it doesn't mean you need to like get rid of these people. It's just like you section them off, compartmentalize these different people in different compartments of your life.
Yeah.
And you keep them there. Like you don't have to get rid of anyone necessarily, but it's just like everyone can serve a different purpose.
Yeah. I think you don't need to have like this, like you're saying, like on TV, like this group that's like, that's my group. Like these are my people. Because like you can still have your people. Yeah. And it not be like this big, massive group of people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because, like, as long as you enjoy your time with those people or, like, feel like yourself with those people, I think, yeah, don't go in search of, like, of a group that already exists and then try and put yourself in it. Because then I think that's when you end up being like, I need to be X, Y, and Z in order to be in the group. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So, like, I don't know. I think it just will naturally come when it comes. If it comes.
I'm like, all that to say, I still want it. I still want it. I don't feel like I'm ever going to stop searching for at least like that immediate group. I think for me, I don't know why it's like a necessity for me to have these people together. But then, like, when that happens and I try to mix in, like, the other friends, it gives me so much anxiety.
So then,
like, why am I doing that? But at the same time, I don't know. I need to, like, again, I need to go to therapy. Because I need to rewire my brain into, like, thinking that having close friendships, one-on-one friendships is so okay.
Yeah. And I feel like all of those friendships that you have still work with each, like, if you were to do a group.
Yeah, because everyone's adult. Everyone can fucking mingle.
Everyone can handle themselves.
But it's just, again, just my brain just goes.
You want it to be like, you're their besties though, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Jen and I are going to go on a double date.
When? And why am I not going? That's rude.
No, I invited her to my birthday thing on Saturday, and then she was busy or whatever. She's like, but we should do it like a movie night. And I was like, oh, you're cute, Jen. Cute. It's so cute. But it's because we live in Timbuktu and you live in Timbuktu, so it's kind of...
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, see, your friends vibe.
But y'all aren't besties. I feel like the closest thing I have to that is like you and Tori.
Yeah.
Before, with Jen, it was me, Jen, and this guy. But this was like back in high school. I had my group of friends that I'm still friends with. That like they're also splitting up into their own situations, and that's like tough to like feel out and like think about, because like that was for a long time. I feel like maybe like 3 years now. I like that group of, it was like 5 friends. It started with 4 of us, 3 before, and then it expanded, and then that expansion made like break-offs, and like it's weird to see everybody moving into these different stages. It's like that same like familial feel of like I'm losing people, or like I'm not agreeing with everybody, and it's so weird.
Yeah, I think about that a lot. Like all the people I would hang out with in middle school, high school, we knew everything about each other. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, you live in wherever, you moved here, you moved out, you have your own business.
You have a baby.
Yeah, you have a baby. You were in a toxic relationship. You're this, you're that. Like, you just can't relate to people anymore. Or it's just distance. Like, you just don't have the availability to people anymore because they're working a lot or whatever. And it's just like, damn. Yeah. Like, we were like, what happened?
It's so weird to grow up in, like, have things change. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess that's the consensus of everything we've been saying. Everything changes.
Yeah.
And being adaptable is so important, but it's just so tough sometimes.
I think if you're open to the experience, which you clearly are, staying wide open for it.
It's just like weird to me because I feel like it's so fucked up for me to think this thing about like having a group of girlies per se. Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, I have great friends. Why can't you just settle? Just be happy. You know? Not settle down. I know. Just be content. Be content with what you have.
I think we just idealize. I feel the same way in the way that like I it's amazing to have this like a group message of 5 girls and we're all just like shooting the shit. Like we're all just out here saying shit. We know each other's like secrets and whatever bullshit, whatever, and like going out or whatever. I don't know. I guess like what do you do with the girlies? I don't even fucking know. But like, I guess like I do that. I just don't do it with like 10 people at a time.
I think it gets even tougher when you're in a stable relationship and you're mingling friends, like mixing them together, and then like you just what's yours anymore? You know what I mean? Like it's still yours, but like you want them to be close to your friends, like your partners, but at the same time, it's like
that's my friend.
That's like your friend. So like,
no, I get you.
It's just so weird. Like I don't, and then also this is like a whole other separate situation, but like being in a lesbian relationship, I think that like in a queer relationship, it's just so also like just weird to kind of navigate in the sense of like I also don't feel like it's just more simple to like be able to go out with your girlies back in the day. I mean, it still can be, but now it's difficult because I don't necessarily, I mean, yes, I'm pansexual, so like yes, I relate to like liking men, but at the same time, like I feel like I feel taken out of those conversations automatically because I'm with a woman now. And so like it's hard for me to navigate or feel close to people because like it's almost like I'm taken out of that. It might just be my own head, but at the same time, like I think that's just like a societal thing as well.
Yeah.
That they don't mean to do to me, but it's just hard. Like girls will talk about their boyfriends and I can't do that, you know? And so then I'm like, maybe I need queer friends. And then I'm like, I don't know. It's just like
I get
a constant fucking whirlwind of like people that I think I need. It's so weird.
But then maybe you're just thinking too much about that it gets like,
this is what I'm saying,
confusing. Girl, I don't know. That sounds like a really big therapy session.
Go to therapy.
Those are great topics, though. If anyone has advice.
This is my fucking fear of going to therapy. She's gonna be like, "Why are you here?" Or they, whatever. I don't. It's gonna be a woman. Whatever. I don't want it to be a man. She's gonna be like, so like, I mean, what do they say? I forget what they like, how they start a conversation. But like,
I don't know.
Why are you here? Basically.
Yeah.
You're like,
why are you here? What brings you in? I'm
like, where do I start?
You're like,
which topic you want to hear about first?
You're like, which one's hitting the hardest today?
This is why you gotta go to therapy. Start
But
early.
At least you know the list.
Do I? I should write them all down.
You should write them down, and you should be like, here.
Which one do you pick? One.
That's a very
literally bring the list out. Go ahead, just choose one.
It's very Cap to make a list of your issues. And
I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna do that as well. That's a good idea. No, but those are really good topics. I mean, I wish I had advice on them. But
it's just weird. Life is weird.
You choose your family.
Choose your family. Choose them wisely. But also, it's like the same thing. Like, you will probably grow out of those situations. Not grow out, but like grow apart. Doesn't mean you can't come back together, but things will change. I think it's harder. No, you know what? I know we said earlier that family's harder. No, they're both just as hard.
I think. Do you think family's harder? I think, for me, I think friends are harder to grow apart from.
Yeah.
Which sometimes your family are friends as well.
Yeah.
because it's like cousins, you know, most of your cousins are also your friends, or some of your cousins,
it's
whatever
so
the case.
Crazy to think that.
But I think friends are harder because it's like you knew everything. Like I told
every
you
piece of me.
Everything. You saw me 5 days a week minimum, and then we had sleepovers. Like I feel like it's hard to feel misunderstood by your friends. But being misunderstood by your family is like an easy way to be like, oh, well, like you didn't really get it, or you don't actually know me, or...
Which is so weird.
It's so weird. So like your chosen family kind of matters. Like a little bit, a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, I think your chosen families, friendships are harder to let go of or like accept that things are changing.
Change, yeah.
Because these are people that you literally held on to, and they knew, like you said, everything about you. And you felt the most open. It's almost like friend. That's why chosen family, I think, is so not only important, but it's just so, it's so heartbreaking to like have it move and change, is because these people are technically strangers that you felt comfortable literally telling them everything. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like you're almost closer than your family in a sense.
Yeah,
and then like they're gone, or their situation has changed and your relationship with them is now different. It's so weird.
Yeah. And like you no longer are choosing each other anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's just weird. Like thinking about how much time I used to spend with my friends. I should have spent some more time alone. No, I shouldn't have. But like
no, I shouldn't have.
But like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Family's a trip.
Just relationships with people.
Yeah. I mean, technically your partner
is also...
It's like chosen family.
It's chosen family.
And then like actually like you chose them to be a new family.
Yeah.
Like to start a new family together, whether that's pets or like now they're aunts, now they're uncles to your brothers and sisters' kids, and that's like
so crazy.
Like you literally just put them into like your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were chosen family and now they're like family. That's probably a weird transition. I'm just saying.
But to
wrap it all up
again. I don't know. It's all
up in the air.
It's all up in the air.
Just do whatever. Take our advice or don't. I don't care.
I'm fucking only 20 something. Don't listen to me.
Basically what we're saying is hopefully this advice helped, and if it didn't, my bad that we wasted an hour of your time.
Thoughts were straightened out. It's just we
thoughts.
crinkled it up and threw it back at you. Have fun.
Honestly. We said we have thoughts, you have to listen to them.
I'm sure one of you at least related to that in a
or
sense.
At least you thought it was like interesting.
Yeah,
I hope.
Maybe you just...
We're also drinking wine. We forgot to say it at the beginning.
We're drinking wine.
Yep.
Tastes like bad. Literally apple juice to me.
It's like a little bit sweet.
Anyway.
That's it for today.
That's all I can give you.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully you liked it. Leave a comment or share it with your friends. See you next time.